You see, my dear family. Abusia, ya mame evangelist mama part adodona e friend Agradaa aka Agradaa kano ho. Na we de oka ne ho a enye ono no koka ne ho. We Empress gifty wone Empress gifty in sense tam no. Kame akoye se aye pinso na aye de dwa aka ho. Empress gifty e de nsem bi abetu dwa. Abusia minim se wunya bi nhwe because ye na ne ye wo life no so ayenya ne first aye de brew. I Empress gifty akasa akire mu. Na ne nsam a wode abeto abonten no emodu. Se wunya bi nhwe ya yenko ne yekohwe nsam a Empress gifty ede beto abonten. Ene nkofo keka atwe ne sere ne abasa se wode na ye hwe nsam na woka ye na wahwe se eye myself no ka ana den asam no ka na nkasa wode hwan. Abusia nhwe video ne bra. Din ede shodi.
Read the Bible ni nyina. Yes, and yeah, structure and sanity. It's I don't know be obekwa assemblies of God obeka say onimu Bible. No. Of course. My mother was a Sunday school teacher. Na me mama oche fancy. My mother was a Sunday school teacher. Of course, me mama na oye interpreter. I was sorry. Se so for kabrofo a na me mama achire mu aba. Agalicious. You live forever. We see the door, so don't man do too much. Hey, baby, I will be yay, mama. Of course. Hey, me. And I mean, my mature me say, Monsieur Payable. Hey, me na me mama say. Say this. Obisi. Yeah. I of course. Hey, me na me mama sure me say the bomb pie. Obekoto nwa bomb pie. How to connect yourself. I me.
A4 narrow lanes.
Obisi Empress, you are enjoying in the car. No, they are bullying me. Bullying me.
Enjoy
no, these people are right. No. Enjoy. What is enjoyment about this? What enjoyment about
this? You are enjoying talking about yourself.
Yes.
Enjoyment.
Yes, because I am telling them who I am, and then me more myself. So it's of course.
You are enjoying it.
Enjoyment.
Enjoying what you are saying.
Better.
And enjoying what you are giving them. And almost very enjoying.
Yes, I'm telling them who I am. They see me page. I hope so many me page. I the best one. I of course. Me na me call Sunday school. See, be children's day. Me na me lead the praises and worship. Me Sunday school teacher. Mama me mbo mamwe. Ye friend Mama Esther Anderson, my Sunday school teacher, na sa na ye friend. Ewo Peace Assemblies of God Committee 1, Tema. Na my Sunday school teacher sa na ye friend. Na omo ye mienu ba ko ye friend Mama Regina, onu wewu the late Mama Regina. Mama Regina na ye my Sunday school teacher, ne Mama Esther. Mama Esther kwa me ne kotina kakra. Of course, me na me ye shabo girl no. But me ba na ya to me gate mu na me mama gina. Oh, my girl is a star. O see kum you are a superstar. What you say? Of course. Me na me go school ni e ma me homework na me hu so a me mama na kire me no. Me mama na kire me homework. Maths ni English no. Ye de mama a me de ba me mama na be kire me. Na che say me suasua kakra. Of course, me Agaga superstar. Agaga. Neba enemy. Agaga baby girl. Agaga ni chomucho ene me. Of course, me na me mama wo December na me see no. Me see in January. I don't want to.
Speed. Come
on. Na nkofo ne call speed.
Oh, I said we need directive. Who's a camera or some don't pay bills? What's our money? Me call 56, I can me call 56.
So share anymore. Honorable.
And the bill by
Of course.
Yeah. Belgium for also bill.
I know it.
But we get Holland for.
Sir.
Holland bill.
I know
I
it.
started from 300.
Huh?
I make a show. I told you Holland, I won't so be.
Hey, of course, me kuna baso. I am in a me why I been, you know. I am in a me friend me I been.
Oh, that no, that.
Of course, who be some power power.
That mean yes, you. That Empress the time and you will play you so. You was Simon, you try your chotto.
Of course, I am me and me share me kunu at 3 months be wo worry me no. I am me I am me I am me I am me and I me worry the only gospel artist me worry politician. I don't know what I'm saying that want to be paper. I am in a worry politician. I am me, of course, it is me. Of course, I am me, and I'm worrying. Hopes in a doye. I am me, Unimon. The man with a big brain. I don't know, me and I'm walling. Me kuno, me sex partner, no, me baby. My baby, my baby. I love you, baby. My baby, my joy. Hey, my Olumai baby. I miss you. My gentleman. Or gentle. You know? Obviously, we are waiting for you in America. I'm coming. Mebarate. America, there's only so what they be few. America is my home. It's my second home. Not just say. I am in my wife now. I am. The happy people to let a man is so woman in a dino. I woman in the few parties. I say, oh, Afafranton. I have been a Mikunu says, I know. Well, your operations, you are Afafranton. I am here. I am in a milk when people for being a dinner, you need to do any birthday date. I am here. I am in a Mikratoton Raman 2024. 2024. Congratulations, Empress. Congrats. I am here. Another source there. I am in a Mikra register. Meka mama I need Noko 1-2025. I am here. I say, I am here. Miku ni a friend here, you know. Mordecai, no. The Mordecai of our time. Ne you hopes na doye. Hey. The Mordecai of our time. I ubo mi kunu di na ubo mi di ya. Kaish. Kofo beba sesi ya. Nne mi kunu ya to say Esther. Ne ne wafa Mordecai. Sa ne aye. Nti heman bia obe soli bia mo na bi obetu bia obetom I am here. Afafanto campaign manager. I am miku hobsu yavi adoye. I am in an ukwa asma na miku one wo kun. I am here. Of course. I am here. I am here. I am me, of course. I am in. I say, we hear me, police. I am in. I say, we hear me for program. Now, we can friend me. Rebecca say, I don't interfere in my wife's business. sua eya de pam a me wie ye na tie me of course me wie ye no na me baby me shop no baby a woni baby a me nya me shop no woni komtuwa baby a ye ton akokɔ no baby a ye kun akokɔ wo no ye ton akokɔ fresh ai nechiwa na me bie me shop ai nechiwa na me bie me shop enti no ai mo amu bisa se me nsa no adwuma ye den no me patch of course me nsa no me de pamade na of course me de bi eton eye banche me de bi ton brode me ton tangerine ekutio I of course na me call Assemblies of God Community 1 Peace Assemblies of God of course me call sorry me ton nyom me lidi kwa Genius Soul Terrace now so na me ton ade wa sorry ho na me ton popcorn me say me ton den popcorn of course popcorn banini me na nyame ehira me no popcorn banini I me na nyakopon I elevate me no I of course obviously write myself everyone na me traba mo no everyone na me traba mo no
Caution
R0. Of course me bie me shop no ena madam fu be a friend no Pedro yes ena beka chem say AB Krentel the late AB Krentel epe obi amanato ne gospel side enyom ewo ne banim ene ye call audition me ne madam fu be a friend Priscilla of course ye call ya na omo fa here enti eho and I'm a stagecraft and how to connect with the audience, how to present myself, how to connect with you guys. Said I me person me chichi musika mesi fire no. I me papa to me bodondoni sani etuskanigunu. Of course, I am me and me need the late Ebi Krente juman and me ferry. Kamisi home. I of course am me and me yeah musical greater Accra treasure. I can receive you. Musical Ghana Musician Association. Name Greater Accra. Name Enana from 2016. Name Nana me yo mo treasure. Name show music samso. I of course me ename to design chuk ename register no Empress 116. Year 2016, I me hear myself more read it. I'm telling you, more can kind. Me I may come ask me you know mama wa hanu say why. I where myself and I'm a mama. I of course I a year Empress. Me and not me worry a year Prophet Prince Elisha was say 207 and Empress. Me din best sign here from gifty upon to Empress gifty or say I and I'm din best sign be gifty or say ain't wuna wuni me from say me buy lamb light I from me gifty or say wuni me share family Makaba besi gifty or say so wuni baby ava
about this.
Are you sure? Oh, okay. I'm telling you, no original. Global Empress. Me no. Of course, it's be the way to gift you say. Me and I me buy industry ni mono. Na industry ni mo aye tight no. Me and I nyami favor me no. Me ena 2007 nyame ma enwum wei epie ye o twede amponi me nyame oba tampa ono na wi asi nyina hye nsa ai sa time no kra me fi abefu antumi enkumi of course me Empress gifty ena me 208 me wo ye na me ba penyi ye friend princess no of course 2010 and I'm sorry my second born and I your friend on Princessa yes of course a year 2012 2013. I and Empress gifty Ayamia. Ayamia na mawali yegu yeno. Ayamia na mokama asem na Ayamia. Of course, Ayamia. Bastona. Na ye no ko tantalizer. Of course, Ayamia. Yes, of course, Ayamia. Of course, Ayami. And na me mama the evangelist Agnes Abba Anan, aka Agalicious, Agaga di Gaga. Ayame, Mammy Fancy, Ayame Mammy. Of course, Ayame Mammy, and na or I can't drama munu. Of course, Ayame Mammy, Nana, Ochakume wood movies na ye tuni di, ewo movie moon, a man, my fancy, of course, Ayame Mammy, me biological mother. If you don't know, I am telling you. And you be mommy. Mommy. Of course, you are a child of God. I got the spiritual woman's daughter. No one can touch. Of course, Anna. What shall be Simon Bako at the mommy? Of course, me and a mommy. Gino advert. Yo. Of course, me and a mommy Agaga. Oh yeah, advertise Sankofa spices. Also preservatives. Me mommy, what a brothel. What's wrong? What kind? Well, of course, my mother is a graduate. Of course, me and a me mommy. What my gonna phone you now want to say? Me by Empress page, you know, a ho a resi. It is a woodua shim. Of course, me na say ube come here. Me mama be so red candle, yellow candle, blue candle. No dey see wama. Of course, me.
Aja bangu is bangu.
Aja bangu is bangu. Me meja ni dey see jo. Mo na kwa mo dem. Mo bi enum. Hey. Mo, e kwa mo dey abedum. Me to
Do nya me.
Edan. Ka tu ma bedu.
Makane, me pack baby na me di.
Mudi amupa mundi. Oh,
Dem ya ni edi.
Me wedi da so eti da me kansa. And I say Paris you do metumi ata cheke. Of course, me na me ma mete brofo na woka brofo. Wono no wotumi ka Constantinople. Spell me Constantinople. Of course, me mama no to me especially entrepreneur.